Hi, welcome to SCW Steve Chats Wrestling right here on YouTube.com. Make sure to like the video, please subscribe to this channel now. It is the day of WrestleMania, and of course, the more subscriptions I get post WrestleMania, I'll be delivering you more videos such as this one. But it is WrestleMania this evening, and as promised over the last few days, this is the WrestleMania predictions video. I'm going to do a two-part series on this, so it's not dragged out too long for you. I'm going to do part one for you now, and part two will be later on for you. So I'm going to give you the pre-show matches in this video and a couple of the main show prediction matches as well for you. And then the second video will have more of the rest of the matches on the card featured. So let's get straight into it then with the pre-show, and it's meant to be the first match of the pre-show will be the United States Championship, Kalisto versus Ryback. Personally, for me, I think the build-up of the two superstars in the last few weeks or couple of months has been pretty good. I think, though, it's been quite disappointing. This match has been pulled off of the main card and put onto the pre-show, and so early into the pre-show, I think it's quite devaluing to the US title, and I think it's devaluing to the push that they've tried to give these two superstars. It almost kind of feels that maybe with Kalisto, they have this idea of the new Rey Mysterio, and Ryback is like this big guy heel going forward, or particularly maybe a tweener. You kind of feel that maybe Ryback is the guy they've been pushing second into this, and by just pushing it right down to the bottom of the card, kind of feels that a lot of the meaning of this match has been taken away. I don't think it's going to be the greatest match ever, and that's perhaps why they perhaps realise that not as many people are as invested in this matchup, which is why it's on the pre-show. But still, I think for the US title and its legitimacy, it should have been on the main show. But anyway, I'm going to give you my prediction anyway. I'm going to go for the Kalisto victory to continue the Rey Mysterio 2.0 kind of run going on they've got. I did think originally it would be Ryback winning and then holding the belt until Cena returned, but with this match now going so down low on the card, it seems that the push of whoever they're going to give for either of these stars isn't perhaps as big as maybe what we originally were intending, and I think that means then perhaps Kalisto will hold on to the United States Championship. Moving on next, then we'll talk about the multi-diva tag team match, Total Divas versus Bad and Blonde. On the Total Divas lineup, we have Brie Bella, Alicia Fox, Paige, Natalia, and Eva Marie. And on the Bad and Blonde, that is Naomi, Tamina of Team Bad, as well featuring Lana, Summer Rae, and Emma. I'm expecting heels to come away with a victory here on this particular matchup. I'm expecting them to be problems with Eva Marie. Of course, she's not a face. I think that we were hoping she was going to get a face reaction coming out on Raw, but she's been booked well as this heel role on NXT. Of course, she's not popular at all, and there seem to be some maybe some trust issues maybe could go on. A lot of the divas seem surprised that Eva Marie was out there with the initial reaction from them when she turned up on Raw. So you'd assume maybe that there could be some trust issues here, and I think Eva Marie perhaps will backstab the Total Divas lineup for the Team Bad and Blonde's victory. So that's my prediction there. The third and final match on the pre-show is the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. I think that this match really, it's kind of had the feud has been going one of the longest of all the feuds going into WrestleMania, but at the same time it really feels like a lackluster match, this one, and the Dudley Boys are there to put over Talon, so I'm thinking that this is going to be an Usos victory. Of course, WWE have held rumoured major backstage talks to let the guys know on the pre-show that the pre-show is as important as WrestleMania itself. The whole card is WrestleMania from top to bottom, and you've not been left out of the main show. Try telling the Usos that. This is the third year in a row they're on the pre-show, they still haven't made the main show. I feel quite sorry for them in a way, even if they're not my favourites. I still think it would be better for them if they were on the card. But there was some elements that this could have perhaps been a tables match. It's not been announced as a tables match, so therefore I think it's going to be a standard tag team match, and I think that the Usos are going to come away with the victory here, particularly as well as the Dudley Boys seem to have had the slight upper hand on the build-up to this match. Right then, let's look at WrestleMania itself, the main card then, shall we? And we're going to look at 2 or 3 matches in this video, and then we're going to do the rest of the matches in the next video. So we're going to start off with the Intercontinental ladder match, Intercontinental title ladder match, which is Kevin Owens. He's going to be defending the belt against Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, Stardust, Sin Cara, and Zack Ryder. So it's a 7-man, multi-man ladder match. Now, I've given my opinions many times before. I think some of the stars in this doesn't really clearly make sense. You look at Kalisto and Ryback being on the pre-show. Why couldn't they have not been involved in this match? And some of those guys been involved in the Battle Royal, which actually is going to be on the main show still later in the evening. But you look at people that have been there all year round, the Usos, Kalisto, Ryback, on quite a higher level, and yet we see Zack Ryder and Sin Cara. I know Sin Cara is part of the Lucha Dragons, but him as well, Stardust has not won a match in a long time. You sort of question what's the method there. Rumours have come out that Stardust has actually come out and said during WrestleMania Access that if he does not win the Intercontinental title, it's maybe the last you'll see of him. And it is hints with a Cody Rhodes return. So don't be too surprised if you see a Cody Rhodes return potentially the following night on Raw. We'll have to wait and see if that does or doesn't happen. Personally, for me, I would like to see him actually re-team up with Damien Sandow, have the Rhodes Scholars have another run in the tag team division, because that would freshen up the tag team scene just a little bit. And both guys are very talented and were a good team when they were together, so I think that would be quite handy going forward. As for the match in hand, then I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to be better than what we're going to give it credit for. These guys are quite good at doing some high air spots. Maybe Zack Ryder perhaps the least, but I'm sure he'll get a couple of moments where he'll have time to shine in the match. I'm expecting, though, it's going to come down to either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. It wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Owens did win this, because he didn't get the upper hand on the last part before WrestleMania. Of course, KO Mania as well is what he's labelled for this match. But I think for me, storyline sense would be for Sami Zayn to win this match to then lead to a program with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going forward after WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. That would be my prediction for that match. Right, then next we'll talk about one big match for you on this particular video, and we're going to talk about Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose, the street fight. Of course, for me, I was very excited when this was first started. I think it was being built quite well from the Royal Rumble to Fastlane. It seems not to have the same momentum when had Roadblock in between with Dean Ambrose and Triple H fighting, but they've managed to make this work quite well on the road to WrestleMania. I'm going to go for a Dean Ambrose victory. I've said many times before, I think Dean has to win this to start building a legacy for superstars going forward in the future. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily agree with the method, how I think it's potentially going to go. I would like to have seen the weapons be enough for Dean to actually, always was the guy that was coming back for more. He was knocked down, he'd get back up again, knocked down, get back up again. I'd like to see him get back up again and actually win legitimately. But I've got a funny feeling that the Wyatt family, this is where Bray Wyatt is going to be involved in WrestleMania, as he's not in a match as advertised even at this late stage, but is expected to have a major role in WrestleMania. I'm expecting to happen this match to lead with a feud going into the summer with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar may not be about maybe straight after WrestleMania, so maybe that could be the building blocks maybe for a match, maybe potentially at SummerSlam. We'll have to wait and see, but me, I'm going to go for the Dean Ambrose victory. So there we go. That is part one of my WrestleMania predictions video here on YouTube. If you're liking what you see, please subscribe now. If you'd like to give me your predictions to these particular matches or any other of the WrestleMania matches, do leave those comments in the comment section now. Part two will be on the way very shortly. And remember, you're watching SCW Steve Chats Wrestling right here on YouTube.com.